Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? It's Dave, Renegade Gig Hustler, back for another day of gig hustling. At least we're going to try to put it together and grind it all out. We have not had a great week at all, and I'm going to attempt to try to put it together this weekend and really get some stability, get something solid and consistent going. And got Uber Eats running. Did not schedule for DoorDash today because DoorDash has been not great this past week in my market area. I can't say that it didn't get busy later in the day, but for the time that I gave it, it has not been good. Got Grubhub running, and after a while, if we cannot get things going, we will throw some Walmart Spark in on this and see if we can possibly get some Sam's Clubs over here. Walmart's only about 3.5 miles away, and over North for Sales. Have not been able to get an Amazon block yet on Amazon Flex. It has been tough, guys, trying to get a new block to do out of the new facility up here in North for Sales. So anyways, we're going to give it our all, as we always do. As you all know, I'm a hustler, and I appreciate you all coming back to my YouTube channel. For those of you that are new, please do consider subscribing. And while you're at it, hit the like button and the alert bell for any new videos. For those of you hanging in there with me, I surely appreciate it. Just to have given my all this week, trying to get something going. Been here every day, and haven't had a chance to make a lot of videos except some shorts and a live that I did in the beginning of the week. So if you haven't seen those, check those out. And I'm going to get some new content possibly up on my YouTube channel this weekend also. So hoping to do a live video, and I'll let you know what's going on with that, and would appreciate any of you coming on. So, as you know, my name is Dave. I'm Renegade Gig Hustler. I've been doing this approximately 5 years. Uber is my go-to app, and Uber is the one that makes me consistently the most money. DoorDash almost that long, and a number of other apps, and I've done them all, including Walmart Spark and Grubhub, and Roadie and Shipt, and I've been trying to do Amazon Flex. And I've done another app a long while ago that was new but didn't get very popular in my area, called Skipcart. And so I'm here to bring you the news, keep you updated on any of the apps, and to let you know where things are going. I believe the other day DoorDash updated a bunch of things on their app, and they claim that they updated things about the pay too. I did have the app on a little bit yesterday, and there were just a bunch of low-paying, high-mileage trips on there, so I really don't see anything that way. And so if you're going to claim something, DoorDash, get with it and keep your word to it and do what you say you're going to do. What I did notice in the app that was very irritating was I pulled out of my hotspot here, and I had DoorDash running, and I did not have a trip on DoorDash, and this thing was trying to navigate me everywhere, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? It got so irritating that I finally had to just shut it down, because I wasn't getting anything good on there anyhow. And that is when it stopped. I was like, where is this navigating coming from? Why is this talking to me? Why is this? And normally you don't get the navigation, or you don't get anything unless you accept a trip. And so got 4.5 years in on DoorDash, and just about 5 on Uber Eats, and I've never seen nothing like it, but it just got so irritating. And I'm like, man, I don't need this doing this. I don't need this talking to me. I don't have a trip. And I finally shut DoorDash down. So I don't see anywhere in the app where you can shut off. If that's a new feature, that's an irritating feature, and I don't want it. But We'll see how it goes the next time I do get on DoorDash. I understand that they're claiming that they updated the pay, that things will be more so if you're doing pay by, like if you're dashing by the hour, or if you're just doing it by trip. I find it hard to believe, because DoorDash always does what's in the best interest of DoorDash and not for the drivers. And that's what a lot of these gig apps do, guys. You got to remember, they don't care about you. We're independent contracts. We're not employees. And we're depending on them sending out the assignments, setting out the trip requests, so that we can contract them, whether they're good or bad, and make a good decision on whether we're going to take them or not. And it's been cherry picking galore since last summer. So, on all these apps. So, if DoorDash claims that they are paying more or whatever, that's only to be seen. There's no evidence of that. So, we're going to have to see how that goes the next time we get on DoorDash. I did not schedule today specifically. I figured I'd take a break from DoorDash and just do Uber Eats and Grubhub. Now, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday morning, and I didn't get back into Monroeville until after 12. When I put on Uber Eats, they have a habit of doing this from time to time. They must have had 1 million orders come in, and they were rapid firing them out to me, one after the other. Ping, 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 decline. Ping, 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 decline. Ping, 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 decline. And why I was declining them, guys, is because they were high mileage, very low paying garbage trips that nobody in their right mind should ever take. You would have to take 1 million of them just to make any money. So when it gets like that, so it just kept rapid firing. This went on into 45 minutes. I could not get a decent trip out of the whole bunch that they were sending in. And then there was a small break, and then all of a sudden, guys, guess what? It started again. And I'm watching this, and so I didn't have to keep declining each and every time one of these rapid fire trips came through to put my satisfaction rate down. I got off the app because I was not able to get anything out of that, and nothing in there was good. Nothing was paying for anything, guys. I'm talking 9, 10, 11, 12-mile trips, 15-mile trips, 19-mile trips. There was a 19-mile trip that came in for $5.85. And I don't even think it was $5.85. I think it was like $5.55. So, trying to get a really good trip out of that, and then to put something solid and consistent on there and get substantial with it. What you want to do is try to get yourself a good paying trip, and then roll with it into another trip, and trips similar to that. So by the time you get done with your day, you've really put some stability together and made your profit. So that's what I was seeing yesterday. So right now we got Uber Eats running, we got DoorDash, or we got Grubhub running, and I was looking at DoorDash a little bit, and I couldn't even get on it, mainly due to the fact that I did not schedule. So I'm not even concerned with that. And so that's where that was. And after, it's about 11:23 as I'm sitting in my hotspot. Haven't been sitting here too long. And if after a while, maybe sometime after 12, things don't get going in the right direction, we will put Walmart Spark on and see if we can get some pickups over here at the Sam's Club and get rolling with them. But we'll see how it goes. We're going to try and build on the day and really try to put something solid together. That's what I do each and every day. I'm here to keep you in the loop. You got to remember, everything is positive, motivational, and upbeat always. And if I can help any of you that are new, that are struggling, if I can give you any tips or tricks or ways around things, please let me know. Leave a comment in the comment box below and let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what market area you're working in and what apps you're working off of. and I'll get you some answers. But when I tell you I'll get back to you, I will. So it's clearing up today. Started out it was a rainy day yesterday. It was a miserable rainy day yesterday. It's clearing up here right now. They're saying we could get probably some rain later today after 4, but right now it's clear and I'm liking it, and just sitting in my hotspot, and I'm really eager to get rolling here and take you along on the ride along. I got my dash cam hooked up. I got the body cam right here. This is the Bob Lowe B4K2 body cam, police body cam, and this is to document my pickups and my drop-offs, and this is to be able to prove anything to Uber Eats, DoorDash, whatever app I need to show anything to. If there were a problem, if a problem would arise, which I've had to do before with DoorDash. I had 2 contract violations removed because of this and my dash cam, and had the proof on there, sent it in, and had those DoorDash contract violations removed. You got good customers, you have evil customers. And believe me, the ones that are out there that are evil, they are real clowns, and they will try to scam the system. But you got to remember one thing, guys, when you're doing these apps. Everything reverts back on the driver. So just always cover yourself. Make sure you're doing things right, and make sure you're putting everything together in case something happens to you. Because if you don't have a body cam or a dash cam, or you don't have any proof, what are you going to do? How are you going to back up what you say? So I always cover my tracks, guys, and I always make sure that I document everything. Another good rule of thumb, guys, is sometimes if you're like doing Uber Eats, it will require you to take a picture on the app, with the Uber app, with the Uber driver app. Now, always take a picture, no matter what, even when it doesn't require you to. Why? Because if something should happen down the line, a day or 2 away from when you made that delivery, you can pull it back up and say, whoa, here it is. So always take snapshots, always take pictures, even when you're not required to. And what's it going to take you? An extra few seconds? You're at the delivery address anyhow. And you'll notice that on Uber Eats, it'll say, take a picture. It'll also give you the option to skip that. Always take the picture if Uber Eats wants it. Now, if you get in an instance where you're dropping off and Uber Eats isn't asking for that picture, open up your phone, take a quick picture, and then pull it back up and make sure you mark in that picture what that was for, what day, put the date, put the address, whatever you got to do. That way, if there was a problem, you say, oh, here it is. You can forward that on to Uber Eats. Same with DoorDash, guys. DoorDash almost every time asks for a picture. There's a few times when it doesn't. And so it's a good rule of thumb to always cover yourself no matter what, guys, because just when you think you got it made and you're rolling along and everything's going good, boom, you get an email from DoorDash, you get an email from Uber Eats, you get that email on the inbox of the Uber Eats driver app, or you get an email somehow from DoorDash in your email, or they're calling you, and believe me, there were a few times where I actually delivered the food and a customer was calling me on the Uber app asking me where their food was, and I told them, you know you got your food. And as soon as I started to tell them that I have a body cam and a dash cam and I got it on film, guess what, guys? They hung up on me. They were trying to scam the system. They were trying to make Uber Eats and DoorDash think, oh, well, we talked to him and I called him and they were going to try to scam the system, guys. So there's clowns galore out there. Don't be a clown out there ordering food. If you cannot afford Uber Eats and DoorDash and you've got to really try to scam the system to try to get something, Isn't going to happen to me, guys. No more. I've had my share. So always cover yourself. Get yourself a body cam. Get yourself a dash cam. You can get these things inexpensively. And go that way, and always make sure, open up the camera on your phone while you're at the delivery address or at the business. Snap a picture. I had a customer come out and say, "Oh, why are you taking a picture?" I said, "I'm required to take a picture. I cannot risk losing my account." You need to let the customer know if you're asked that question. It's part of the app process. It's part of me to complete your delivery so I can accept another one. And then often you'll get a PIN number. You got to have the PIN number from the customer, and the customer will give you a hard time. Why do I have a PIN number? Or, believe me, guys, they know why they have a PIN number. They were assigned a PIN number because somewhere down along the line there was a problem with their order, and that is why they have a PIN number. And either Uber Eats assigned it to them or the customer requested it. So they know darn well that why they have a PIN number. So you might run into those things too, but there's a way around that on the app. If the customer's nowhere around and you can't get their PIN number, they give you no communication. There's a way around that on the app where you can just go in underneath the word ask for the PIN number. It says I need help. Click that, and then it'll give you an option in there as I don't have the PIN number. Customer or something, whatever, didn't have the PIN number. And it'll finish out the trip and let you continue, guys. So, but make sure you at least got that picture, because even you didn't get the PIN number, you got that picture. That way, if the customer calls and tries to say, "Hey, we didn't get our food," you got the picture. Uber Eats talks to you, you could say, "Hey, do you want the picture? I got it right here." 9 times out of 10, guys, they'll want that picture so that you don't get some kind of something from Uber Eats. Same thing on DoorDash, guys. I've done it many times, and I've had to prove things because of rotten, clowny customers. So anyhow, also I wanted to say, make sure, another way for you to increase your profits on Uber Eats and DoorDash, don't be afraid to use that Plus card and do those shopping pays. Don't be afraid to use the red card on DoorDash and do those. I consistently do really good with those shopping pays on Uber Eats. I do them rather quickly. Usually it's sometimes as low as 2 items. Sometimes it's 8. Sometimes it's 15. It's usually never more than that. And they pay pretty good, and I do pretty well with them. So that's another way for you to stay, keep moving and keep doing what you do, and another way for you to increase your profit. But anyhow, the other thing is you never want to sit in your hotspot for long periods. Like, I'm talking hour and a half, 2 hours. And the idea is to try to get as good of a paying trip as possible, and get rolling with it, get it dropped off, and try to get other trips similar to that or better, and build on your day. And now on Uber Eats, you can do Uber Eats anywhere. I mean, I could start way up here, or I could start way up there. I could go over in the next town and start over there. I could go over in the next town over this way. Now, DoorDash, however, it's divided up into zones. So if you pick the Monroeville zone, you got to be somewhere here in the Monroeville area. Or if you're picking the Versailles area, you got to be up in North Versailles or Versailles area or near McKeesport to do it. And now you can take in DoorDash from this zone and take it over to another town, and it'll show you on the app on DoorDash that you'll be out of the zone. But it's still working because it's navigating you to make that drop off. By the time you're done making that drop off, you're out of the zone, and it'll tell you to go back to your area to increase the chances of receiving trips again. So that's how DoorDash works. But Uber Eats, I can do it anywhere. So I'm not going to get any better trips on Uber Eats if I'm 5 miles up the road or 10 miles out the road back this way. So this has been my number one hotspot ever since I began doing Uber Eats, and it seems to work, and it's good. And after you're here for a while, you can kind of determine whether it's going to be good or bad. You may just get a rush of low-paying, high-mileage trips come in on Uber Eats, on DoorDash. You may get one every now on Grubhub. And Grubhub sent me one yesterday for, I think it was 5.7 miles, but it wasn't paying anything. It was paying $3.84. Now, I got one on Sunday that was going 3.2 miles, but it was paying $22.87. So I jumped on that right away, and I already had an Uber Eats pickup and a DoorDash pickup. I had 3 in here at one time. So that's multi-apping. The other thing I want to tell you guys is that if you're new to this, I wouldn't consider multi-apping just yet. If you're primarily doing DoorDash, get on that app, learn that app, pay attention to that app, and learn that app really good and get it down. And then after a while of doing it, I'd say at least a 3-month period, work that app and know that app, and you can move on to another app. And then if you move on to another app, just do the one app. Like if it's Uber Eats, just do Uber Eats. And go that way. If you get Uber Eats down, and then you want to combine that with DoorDash, now you're multi-apping. So I've sometimes run as many as 4 apps, but you got to remember, guys, I'm getting a Grubhub. So you got to remember, guys, I've been doing this almost 5 years. In June on Uber Eats, 4.5 years on DoorDash, and been doing the Walmart Spark for a long time. The Grubhub got almost over 4.5 years doing that, and started doing Roadie last year and Shipt, and got on Amazon Flex way back, I think last September, and it's just really tough to get a block on there. You have to schedule, and you have to get a block. Like if I would get one today for tomorrow, and it'll tell you what time, and you have to get to the facility, you have to get all your pickups, and then you get your route, which all comes together on, you follow the steps on your app, and then it'll route all your deliveries, and you go on a long route, and it'll tell you the routes for 2 hours. It's 3 hours. And then you'll do that, and there's some good paying ones on there. Some are starting at 69, some are 75, some are 100, or some are more than 100. So it's just been really tough getting the block for the new Amazon facility up on the other side of where Walmart is. And so that it's a really nice facility. And what's funny, guys, is last week I got an Uber Eats delivery, and guess where I took it? To the Amazon facility. So I shot it out to the guy that I was dropping off to, and I said, hey, what's up with Amazon? I said, what's up with Flex? I says, I've been on the app forever, and I said, trying to get a block. He said, oh, I wished I could help you. He said, I wished I could do something, but he said, we just trying to get the blocks together, and we no sooner get a block on there, and people are jumping on there right and left. And I said, what time are they coming on there to get these? Because I'm checking that app all day. And so that's all I can do, guys, is keep checking the app throughout the day, trying to get me a block for the next day and the next day after, and trying to build on that. And I'm eager and anxious to try it and get going with it, but until I can get a block, there's not a lot I can do. But in the meantime, we're continuing on trying to grind it all out, put something solid and consistent together, do Uber Eats, do Grubhub, do DoorDash whenever we can go on there, and Just because I can't get on DoorDash now because I haven't scheduled doesn't mean in a little bit they won't pop up a notification and say, hey, David, it's busy in Monroeville. If you choose to dash now, hit the dash now button. So that's very possible that that's going to happen today. So we're just going to go that way and see how it goes. So got me a Gold Peak sweet tea. I had this yesterday and didn't drink it, and had it in my fridge and grabbed it out of there when I left. And it's a much nicer day than it was yesterday. It was nice pretty much all week except until we got to yesterday and we started getting, it rained all day. So was out here trying to get it done, and to do Uber Eats, to do DoorDash, to do Grubhub, and just could not put anything together. And that's been the way it's been all week. So don't get frustrated. Don't get lost in the shuffle of what's really going on. And all you can do is come on out and put the apps on, get that right trip, be patient, get the right trip, and see if you can put something solid and consistent together. But your goal is to get a really good trip. Be careful with the mileage. Pay attention to the notes. You don't ever want your mileage over exceeding the dollar amount. Good rule of thumb is a dollar to mile ratio, and I like to go well above that dollar. As you all know, that Uber Eats and DoorDash was down to about 74 cents. That's right, guys, 74 cents a mile. And they're claiming now that Dashers are making between $2 to $10 per trip, but they're not telling you about the mileage. And that $2 to $10 might be one thing, and you don't know about the tip, and that's not actually including the tip, and that doesn't say anything about the mileage. That trip might be 15 miles. $2 to $10 still don't cut it. So if you're getting a trip for 15 miles and you're wanting to take it, you should be getting paid at least $18, $20, $22, $24, $25. So I had one here last week on Uber Eats for 2.3 miles, and it paid me $18, and when I got to the customer, I got another $10 tip. So I made $28 on that for 2.3 miles, guys. Fantastic trip. I did a shop and pay too on Uber Eats for a woman over the weekend at the Target. Got 15 items, and the trip was paying $19.89 or it was paying $19.85. And then when I got there, guys, she was so appreciative, her and her little boy, that she gave me, the little boy handed me $6 in cash. And later on, I found out that I got $38 in tips. Yeah, it happens, guys. So I was really appreciative of that. And I had another shop and pay later in that day, and I also did well with that one. I believe that one there was paying almost $20, and I believe I got a $12 tip on top of that. So I made like $32 to do a shop and pay for, I think, 8 items, also at the Target. And so that's why I tell you guys to don't be afraid to do your shop and pays. Get yourself that Plus card, and don't be afraid to do the red card orders on DoorDash. And just really good ways to increase your profits and build on your days. It also mixes it up for you if you're chasing after food orders, and gives you a chance to get out of the vehicle and move around a little more, grab some items, refresh yourself, get back in the vehicle and get going again and do your drop off for the shop and pay. Go get your money and get your tip, whatever, and continue on with your day. So my goal is to try to strategize you and to give you different ways to go about things and give you a learning experience like none other. And there's ones out there. on YouTube who claim that they're the motivational gig driver and they're this and that and everything else. But the true fact is, guys, is I'm telling you as it is. I'm telling you like it is. It is what it is. And if you make more of it than what it is, or don't see exactly what it is, you're not going to get it. So I'm here to help you and just keep you on the straight and narrow with strategizing yourself and making profits and how to boost yourself in every possible way. And there's a number of other avenues I'm looking into right now, and I'm always looking to meet a new challenge or to do something different, and while doing the ones I'm already doing, but I always have to try something new, and then I have to get back to you and let you know what that is and how it's going, or the good and the bad of it, and the pros and the cons. And believe me, guys, I've seen everything in the time that I've done this. I've had the best of times, I've had the worst, I've made the most amount of money, I've made the least amount of money. I've been through my share of ups and downs, the ins, the outs, and throughout those things, guys, you learn a thing or two. You teach yourself things that you never thought you were going to go through, and you get through the adversities that challenge you, and those things make you into a better person. And you may not be attempting to try to be better. You may not be attempting to try to fight adversities. You may not be, but if you're out here and you're a hustler like me, you're challenging yourselves. You got to come out here with a goal set in mind. And when you set a goal, you're trying to meet a challenge. You're challenging yourself, and it's good to challenge yourself. It helps you to get from point A to point B and understand what it was all worth. You understand your worth. You understand your growth. You understand so many things that you never thought you would get to. You're creating a new way for yourself to do things and meeting challenges that you never thought that you would get to. And it's good to challenge yourself. It's good to try new things. It's good to master certain apps and move on to other ones. And that's why I say, if you're new, wait and get one app down. Give it about 3 months. Get another app down. Learn that one. And then when you get the 2 apps done, you can multi-app those 2 in combination with one another to try to meet your profits. We're all doing this, guys, for one reason or another. We're always going to have those people out there that are an outcast, or them people out there that are criticizing. Why do you do that? Or how do you do that? Or how do you make money at that? And blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what, guys? We don't have to explain to nobody. Nobody. We all understand why it is we do what we do. And our sole purpose is to do what we do and to meet those daily challenges that we set for ourselves to get from point A to point B. And we don't owe nobody an explanation. And if it works for you guys, and if it works for you personally, that's all that matters. So you do what you do. This guy over here does what he does. This girl over here does what she does. And if she's doing something different, he's doing something and it's working, then so be it, guys. It is what it is. It's about the individual and what works for you, for that one individual. So still sitting here patiently. We got about 11:48 now, still relatively early. The lunch rush on Uber Eats and DoorDash and all these apps run from about 11 to 2. That's on Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats. And doesn't always get going right away. Some days I leave my house, just start heading up the road, put on Uber Eats, which is another thing I like. I don't have to get into a zone to turn on Uber Eats. I can turn Uber Eats on right at my house and just basically sit there. If an order comes in, I can leave, but I don't do that. I go to the hotspot. But there's a lot of times I just get in my vehicle, put my phone up on my phone holder, turn on Uber Eats, boom, got a trip, and I head right out here, grab the first one. And I love those days. And some days those trips just continue on and on and on, and I'm racking up the money. And cha-ching, cha-ching. So that is the goal. And for DoorDash now, I got to go out the road a piece from my place before DoorDash even comes on fully. It'll say get in the zone. So I'm not talking about AutoZone. So anyhow, it'll say get in the zone or something similar. Drive to your required zone so you can increase the chances for getting trip requests. So anyhow, guys, with that all being said, just still sitting here patiently, and probably going to end the video, and we'll see if we can just build on the day and put something solid and consistent together. Again, I'm running Uber Eats right now, got Grubhub running. We're going to see if we get anything on that, and eventually DoorDash might just pop up if they don't have enough drivers out here already, because it's usually oversaturated. But they will say, David, if you choose to dash, you can hit the dash now. Now, they may let me dash for a long period, or it may only be for an hour or two. But so be it. So nothing yet on Uber Eats. I haven't had nothing yet. And we had that one, but I didn't want to stop my video for Grubhub. So hope all you guys are doing well out there, and hope you're really making the money. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to my channel, and while you're at it, hit the like button and the alert bell for any new videos. But other than that, guys, I'm going to stop the video now and wish you guys all the best. And until I see you later, best of luck to all of you out there. Again, it's Dave, Renegade Gig Hustler. Take care.